What is up, y'all? Hey, let's put the chains away. I don't want to flex on anyone too much. I know that was corny. But anyways, I'm back on this channel. I've been posting a lot on my vlog channel, posting a lot on my live channel. Y'all can check those links, and they're somewhere. You can find the links. But anyways, I wanted to come on here and just talk about something. I haven't posted on here in a minute. And I was looking at my ideas for this channel. This isn't really like the type of other videos I make, but I wanted to talk about this streaming versus 9 to 5 debate, or YouTube versus 9 to 5 debate. This content creation versus 9 to 5. And I want to offer my comments on the topic. Now, obviously, I'm a person who consumes a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of streaming and YouTube and stuff, and I've also have tried to be successful at content creation. So I'm well aware of how difficult it is. So I think I'm a little biased in my opinion, because I know it's not easy. This shit is not easy to, like, it's not like you're just gonna blow up. You can make something that you think is entertaining or good content, and obviously I know there's stuff I need to improve on my end, but I'm gonna try to remove my bias in talking about this. First of all, I have several points that I want to bring up. And I'm not picking a side. I'm not gonna say whether one is harder or not. I just want to talk about why this argument is kind of dumb, and several reasons. One, whenever people compare streaming to a 9 to 5, they're always talking about the top 1% of streamers, and then they're comparing them to like a job, like a 9 to 5 job, where you don't get much pay, but you're doing a lot of work. So say I don't know, have a good example in my mind, but say you're doing a lot of physical labor. I don't know, but construction people get paid a lot. But something where you're doing a lot of physical labor, but you're not getting a lot of pay. And then you're comparing that to someone like Kai Cenat or Speed, and you're like, oh, all they do is scream, they're loud, obnoxious, and you're saying, oh, like, it's not fair. You're not gonna, why are you comparing someone at the top of their industry to like someone who's like a regular person at their industry? It doesn't make sense. Second of all, you have to accept that the entertainment industry in general is more marketable than like any other industry. You know what I mean? There's a reason NBA players get paid millions of dollars. And you can look at them and be like, they're not working as hard. But it's like entertainment sells because other people are watching. And that's gonna like bring more, you know what I mean? I don't even need to explain that. So it's like the saying like it's like the opposite of what's the saying? Is it hate the player, don't hate the game? It's like the opposite of that. Like, hate the game, don't hate the player. Because it's like they're regular people who found their way through this industry. And you're hating on them when it's like they don't make the rules. They don't make the pay rates. You know what I mean? They don't decide if they blow up. We do. So it's like, why are we hating on them and saying that they're not working hard? Like, they saw an opportunity and they took it. Next point I want to make is streaming and content creation is like being an entrepreneur. So like, say if you're a business owner, your schedule might not always be the standard 9 to 5. That doesn't mean you're not working. You might be sleeping at points during the day, and you might have a day where you're not working at all, and then you might have a day where you're working the whole next day, and where you have meetings after meetings. You know what I mean? Like, streaming is like being an entrepreneur. You don't have a clear, concrete schedule, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you're working. And I also think it's like, you could say if you're a business owner and you're only really working like a short period of time during a week, no one's gonna tell that business owner, hey, you don't have a real job. Because it's like, oh, we have a certain image that we view business owners and entrepreneurs from. But when it comes to content creation, we don't really view them as real workers. We just kind of look at them as like, oh, they're lucky, or they're just making like content for kids. And that's another thing, content for kids. A lot of people are like, oh, Kai Cenat, Speed, they only make content for kids. So does Nickelodeon. But that's different because that's a corporate industry, so you don't see the faces behind that. But because the streaming and YouTubers, they are the face, it's easier to pick a person to blame. And then I had one more point before I get off of here. What was the other point? I'm losing. Oh, I think it's just when it comes to art in general, I'm not like a real artist. Like, I like making YouTube videos and stuff, but I'm not really like, I wouldn't consider myself an artist, bro. I don't like how I look at this camera angle. What the fuck? I don't consider myself a real artist, but what I will say is, I do think that art sometimes can get overlooked, or just like content, videos, all of that. And like I said, I feel like it gets overlooked because it's hard to put. It's like, how do you measure the amount of effort you're putting in? You know, a lot of streamers and YouTubers get looked at as like not real workers because they can work from the comfort of their homes. And I feel like the creativity to create content or think of ideas is often overlooked because like, how do you measure that as work? But it's like, say if you're an authors might be writing a book for only certain points in the year. They might not be working every day. They might hit writer's block, but no one's gonna discredit an author because that's a job that's where we view as highly respectable. It's been mainly, maybe not as much now since like the job market is moving towards more like STEM related fields, but 10, 20 years ago, authors were like, you know, newspapers, all that stuff was like very, you know, if you're an author, that's like a breadwinning, that used to be a breadwinning industry, breadwinning job. And you can still make a lot of money as an author. It's just like, I feel like nowadays people are more focused on trying to go into STEM related fields. But the point I'm trying to make is like, that's a job where you might not have a concrete deadline, but it's still viewed as respectable. And I just feel like content creation isn't respected as much as it should. Now, I'm not trying to say whether one is harder or not, because content creation is also such a broad field, and 9 to 5 is such a broad field. You could be working for a 9 to 5 and be a doctor, or you could be working as a camp counselor. Like I worked at a camp counselor. I wasn't working a 9 to 5, but like I could have. And you know, it is stressful working with the kids, but it's like it's a different job than a doctor. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like it's such a broad range. And as a streamer, you could be a Kai Cenat streamer where you're doing all these big like almost events. You're getting setups and stuff. You're getting costumes. You could be a queso streamer where you play games, and you just kind of stay in the crib. Which I'm not trying to discredit. Like that's a valid way of streaming. You could be, or you could be a streamer who's like you're doing a bunch of effort. Like you're doing IRLs, you're doing all these creative content ideas, but you have 0 viewers. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, how do we measure effort? Um, yeah, you could be streaming for, you could stream yourself doing something educational. You could be a doctor streaming yourself being a doctor, and it's like you still might not get success from that. I don't know. I know I'm stumbling my words, but the point is, it's like this argument doesn't really make sense because it's like, yes, streaming is like in some ways is very comfortable. You can do it from the comfort of your own home. You don't have the pressure of a boss, but it's like only a handful of people are going to get to that level where they're actually making money from this. Whereas there is some comfort in being in a 9 to 5 and knowing, as much as it sucks, I'm going to get money for this amount of time. And yeah, I'm not trying to say that 9 to 5s are easy. I want to make that clear because, you know, I'm gonna probably work a regular job. I'm in college still, but I'm probably work a regular job in a few years. But I just want to make this video just because I feel like the argument is just like, I don't know. A lot of people think content creators are ungrateful, they're out of touch with reality, and it's like they're normal people. They just took advantage of the market and they got successful. So yeah, that's all I want to say. People might disagree, they might not agree. I feel like I should have written my points down so I knew more what I wanted to say. But yeah, I don't want to come off like I'm biased. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoy. Subscribe to this channel, subscribe to my vlog channel, which will be, go to my channel page, you'll find it. And yeah, I'll see y'all. Peace.